good morning or afternoon or whatever time of day it is where you are. My name is Lynette, and today I really want to talk about a morning journaling habit that has really improved my day-to-day life, and that is a habit called morning pages. What are morning pages? Morning pages is a morning journaling practice that was conceived by the artist Julia Cameron, and she really goes into it in her book, The Artist's Way, which is a really great book. I definitely recommend it. Even if you're not an artist, it just has so much good advice that I think anybody can apply to their life. When you wake up, before you start scrolling on your phone, before you start talking to your family, just grab your journal and write 3 pages of just stream of consciousness. What that means is whatever pops into your head, put it on paper. And that's it. You just write for 3 pages. What isn't morning pages? Morning pages is not a place where you want to center. Morning pages is not a place for you to censor your thoughts. When I am doing my morning pages, I am not thinking about anybody else reading what I wrote. I do not go back and read. I don't want to at all. Morning pages is not a place for you to come up with your greatest ideas, greatest writing. You're not writing to hopefully share to your blog later, anything like that. It is literally just whatever comes into your head, whether that is, I need more coffee, I'm really tired, I need to go to the bathroom, like whatever comes into your head. It does not matter if it is a complete sentence or not. And I know I keep repeating myself, but whatever pops into your head, put it down on paper. Do not censor what you are writing. Morning pages is not a space for anybody else. Do not share your pages with anybody. And like I said earlier, don't go back and read what you wrote. I might go back and read it, maybe years down the line, but I never have that in mind when I am doing my morning pages. So now that you have an idea of what morning pages are, I really just want to get into why I fell in love with it, ways that it impacts my life. I say too much. I am new at this. One of the biggest reasons is that it really clears my head. I did not realize how many thoughts and how much junk was floating around my head first thing in the morning. That's because usually when I would wake up first thing in the morning, pull out my phone, I start scrolling, maybe go back to sleep for a few minutes, immediately come downstairs. I'm bombarded with my family that I love so much, but I was not spending any time thinking or processing what was going through my head in the morning. And so when I started, I did it for at least over a week, and then I did skip a couple days, which is fine. But on those days that I skipped, I realized that I felt really fuzzy, and I realized how much junk I had floating around in my head, which was not something that I paid attention to before. A lot of times in the morning, like I said, you don't realize how much is in your head, and you need to get it out. I mean, I treat this journal as my brain dump. And the more that you get out on paper in your morning pages, the more free space you have to think about everything else. And yeah. So another really awesome thing that I have noticed is that it helps me organize my thoughts. I have ADHD, and there's constantly 10, 20, 30, a lot of things going on in my head at the same time, constantly. My brain is constantly firing, and it can be really hard to organize my thoughts and to stop and reflect. And so morning pages really helps me do that when I'm able to write down everything that is going on in my head. If I need to take time on a particular subject or problem or thought and kind of work through it, I'm able to do that in my morning pages. And once I do that, I can move on. So I think morning pages is great for everybody, but I know with my ADHD, it has really helped me. Another reason is it feels so good to start the day with a self-care ritual. Like I said, like before, I would wake up, I would scroll on Facebook, and immediately I'm just like going, dealing with my toddler, trying to plan the rest of my day, and not really taking any time for myself. And your thoughts matter, and they really do deserve some recognition. And maybe that isn't the best way to put it, but I guess what I am trying to say is that it's my time to just focus on myself, to show myself some self-love. And as I've developed this habit, it has really inspired me to start a lot of other self-care rituals. And because of that, I have just noticed my mental health improving significantly. I definitely recommend starting it. And I think once you do, you'll fall in love with it. And maybe the same thing could happen to you where you are inspired to start working on yourself in other areas of your life. Another awesome thing that I have noticed through doing morning pages is that it really helps me be aware of my mental health and aware of how I'm feeling and how I'm starting the day, and even more so than that, why I'm feeling that way. And a lot of times, again, I don't think that's something that we really think about in the morning. I would wake up and I'm like, oh, I feel really anxious, or I don't feel like I'm in a good mood, and I just continue on through the day anyways, without really sitting and thinking about why. But when I am, doing this journaling practice, I'm able to just really sit down and think about it, and not even intentionally, but it just comes out. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'm feeling really anxious right now, and then my brain is automatically, why am I feeling this way? And so, that thought will just carry on, and I will end up figuring out problems that I didn't know I had, making connections when I'm waking up feeling, and I'm writing, I feel great today, just really thinking about, oh, why am I in such a good mood today? Because I need to do more of that. I think writing in general is a great practice for your mental health, but first thing in the morning, I think, has the greatest positive impact on the rest of your day. And I think it's a really great time to write and kind of figure out, what might need to change in your life, or what you need more of in your life. That is definitely something that has happened to me since I started morning pages. I realized that, hey, drinking wine at night isn't really the best thing for my mental health, because when I wake up and I'm doing my morning pages, I was able to make that connection. On days after I had a couple glasses of wine, I am waking up anxious and unmotivated. A lot of times I didn't even want to write. Nothing wrong with I'm not saying that you should quit drinking or anything like that. This is just my experience and an example of a realization that morning pages has made me have. But it applies to everything. Just being able to notice patterns and make the changes that you need is so great. Another way that morning pages has helped me make positive changes and help my mental health is I have a lot of health anxiety, like a lot. I started noticing on weeks that I was eating really badly and I wasn't being active, that my health anxiety was a lot worse. So you know, I got a gym membership. I am starting to eat healthier. And of course your experience will be different, but like I said, these are just some examples. My toddler is probably going to be waking up soon, so I am going to wrap this up. The last thing I wanted to add was that it really helps me plan my day. I don't use morning pages to plan my day by any means, but of course when I'm writing in the morning, a lot of that stuff comes up, and it really will help me remember things that I might not have remembered if I wasn't taking the time to just kind of do a brain dump and dissect everything that's going on. So I'll usually keep like a little notepad next to me, so when I'm writing, like the other day, yeah, I'm just doing my morning pages and I'm like, you know, it dawned on me, oh, I need to make a doctor's appointment for my toddler. So, you know, I'll just write that off to the side, and then later when I am planning my day, I will already kind of have a list of things that have popped up in my brain when I was doing morning pages. But like I said, my toddler is about to wake up any minute now, so I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that maybe I have inspired you to start your own morning pages habit. I could talk about it forever. I cannot say enough good things about it. I tell all of my friends about it, my family, and that was, you know, one of the reasons why I decided that this was something that I wanted to share with you guys also. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And like I said, I am very new at YouTube. Hopefully my videos will get better, but if you would subscribe and hit the notification bell, I really appreciate it a lot. This is something that I have wanted to do for a very long time. I'm super excited. I think I have a lot of things to share with you guys, and yeah, so go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.